Who's gonna do what?
Well, I already started recording, so we're jumping in now, right?
Okay.
Here we are. Mike Sutton back again with Jade Inspiration, doing a side by side co op episode once again here. And so we are going to talk about Valentine's Day. So, Jade, did you just receive a Valentine's gift? Is that what that was?
I did. I did. Can I show everybody? It's really cool. I mean, tomorrow's Valentine's Day, and Valentine's Day is on everybody's mind. And I just got a box of chocolate covered something. Shall I open it?
They're probably delicious strawberries. Oh, yeah. Those are good ones, too.
These are the biggest strawberries I've ever seen. You know, I think Valentine's Day is really dear and special to my heart because, of course, my first Valentine dude, was my dad. Although we had some challenges because I was born here and my father was born in China, we obviously had that little generation gap. But I think Valentine's Day is really an opportunity for us to really show our loved ones how much we love them. Whether it's friendship, whether it's marriage, or it's loving ourselves too. So what does Valentine's mean to you?
That is a tough one because love is something that I have struggled with a lot. And I've really tested my wife's patience going through depression and a lot of the personal healing that I've been going through. So I would love for Valentine's Day to be a joyful, exciting celebration where everybody's happy and fun. That has not necessarily been the case for me as of late. But I really am coming into a new under. I mean, for if you don't love yourself, then you can't accept love from other people, and if you can't accept love from other people, then you're not loving them in return. And so that's really what I've been working on, healing, working towards, and it really, like you said, is about loving and accepting yourself first. And I don't. I mean that it sounds selfish to say that, but it really is the first step, right? That's where all this starts.
Absolutely, because how we feel about ourselves, we reflect out into the world. So if we have a total acceptance of ourselves, a total appreciation for who we are, and we're able to appreciate other people, we're able to show them who we are. And until then, it's kind of hard to really connect. But as far as what you've been doing in your relationship with your wife and helping express yourself more, what have you been doing to kind of change that?
Well, it's really interesting that this is coming up. And when you brought up this idea, of let's talk about Valentine's Day, I had no idea what we were going to talk about. But
I
I
didn't know
actually,
either.
I know, but that's why we do this, right?
Yeah.
The thing that I've been realizing recently is that the value of a relationship is simply that you enjoy the other person. She loves me because she just likes spending time with me for who I am. My sense of love and relationship was always that you had to do something to earn it and to deserve it and to make somebody love you. And so it was all about giving them things and doing things for them and feeling responsible for how they felt. And as I've started to finally realize that, like, what I love about her is just being around her because she's a fun, happy, smart, intelligent, beautiful person. And the same thing is true for me. So I can allow her to love me the same way. And it just opens up the whole world in terms of connecting with other people because now it's not about what I have to do for people and what I have to be for people and giving them gifts and all these other manipulations to try and make somebody feel something. It's about just honoring that they do feel that way and respecting myself enough to let them feel that way about me and to engage in feeling that way about them. And it's really freeing and powerful. And looking back, I almost can't believe I lived with that kind of misunderstanding for so long.
Now, how has your life changed? I mean, as we grow, our lives change. Um, what were you like before compared to now in your relationship? No
So
pressure.
yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I think it really is a lot of what was behind the depression that I struggled with for so long, and anxiety, because that was just constant pressure to feel like I had to be something that I wasn't for other people, instead of realizing that I could just be me. And oh, by the way, that's going to be cool for most other people, so I don't have to worry about it. Relationally, it would be a lot of like, it would come across as low self confidence and neediness, because it was always like, if I do this thing for you and I'm really nice, will you love me? Right? Not like, hey, I know you love me and I'm going to do this nice thing for you because I appreciate that. Totally different uh, emotion, and it's received completely differently. We're emotional creatures. We communicate emotion automatically, whether we want to or not. And this comes up in dating all the time, where they say that it's confidence that's attractive. It's not arrogance, and it's the opposite of the neediness. I don't need you to love me, but I'm open to it, and it'd be cool if you do, and that's going to be the most attractive thing that I can offer, right?
Well said. Absolutely well said. Because the neediness is almost a negative energy, you know, but just the loving part of the connectedness that you have, that's positive energy.
Yeah,
You know, when two positive energies come together, it just completely exponentially expands, right? So, but the neediness, the jealousy, the codependence, the codependence.
sure.
I've heard of that, and I've actually have triumphed over codependence myself, and that's part of finding your value in how other people value you, right? And not really honoring your own source of self love, right? And self value, because we're worthy, we're always valuable, and we're always good enough. It's just that we forget, and we have to come back to that so that we can allow ourselves to love ourselves and be able to love others. So I think that's a wonderful relationship you have with your wife, and so how does she feel?
The depression has really taken a toll, and the healing has not been easy. I mean, it's facing a lot of really difficult things from the past, and processing a lot of anger, and working through all this negative self-talk that is coming up to the surface. And it's been really hard on our relationship, and it's been super 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 valuable to me to have her to support me.
Wow.
I think it's in the past been easy for me to just lean on that, like almost the codependent situation you were talking about. But we've both gone through our own healing, and we've been kind of like alternating back and forth so that we could support each other and be strong when the other needs it. And that's been the thing that has made it all possible. That at any given moment, we're not both necessarily needing the other person, but we're both there for each other when we need it. And I thought you used a great word a moment ago, which was honor, in that if I am trying to use the other person to make me happy, or make them love me so that I can feel worthy, it's devaluing them as a person. And it's devaluing the love, the gift that they want to give to me of their own free will, by now saying, well, I deserve this and you have to give it to me, and I'm going to manipulate it out of you if you won't give it to me. But if I can just engage in it openly and authentically, it's going to be there, and it's going to be freaking awesome.
Oh, absolutely. Have you found that the more you understand each other, like I'm sure she understands more about how, you've come to this point in your life about, when you had some depression, she probably has learned where that came from and what you're working on, and that it's not personal. It's not her fault you're feeling these things, but she is enhancing your ability to heal and to grow from all the different experiences in your past, and she's there to support you with that, and that's what nurturing relationships are about, and it's accepting, receiving the other person as they are, understanding them for who they are, and allowing each other to grow with each other, because we're all on this journey together, and we're all connected, and in these intimate relationships it's a gift, and I was talking to one of my dear friends, Greg, the other day, and I actually talked about, I'm 50 years old, so I'm kind of thinking, what would it be like if I only had a year left or a day left of life here on this earth? What if the angel of death came down one day and say, you know what, Jade, get your stuff together because tomorrow you're going home, right? And I thought about it. I go, how would I feel? What would I do? And what would my main thought be? And it was, I think I would probably think, well, does everybody I love know how much I love them? That was the first thing that I would wonder if I had one day left. And unfortunately, sometimes it comes to that, to where we don't realize what's really important to us until, you know, that limitation hits, or that tragedy hits, or that event that totally just knocks, your belief system into reality, to where, you know what, it's not that important that I have 2 million Twitter followers. It's really not. What's important is connecting with the people that we can help, and we can really, and that could help us grow too. So I think it's really interesting how we went from talking about Valentine's Day to the subject, but it's really all about love. It's about self-love and loving others, and knowing that we're all connected, we're all the same, and we're all amazing. We just have to come back to it,
Yeah.
and take a part in that reawakening.
Yeah, and love really is about emotional health. Like you used the word understanding, and that's really what it comes down to. If I am so focused on my own pain, I don't have any capacity left to understand the other person. But if I can have compassion modeled for me and love modeled for me and all these other things modeled for me in a healthy way, which hopefully happens growing up as children, but if it doesn't, that's what we're working towards, is to be able to understand the other person, get out of ourselves so that we can connect and engage in that open, authentic, loving, encouraging, nurturing relationship. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, we have to kind of like get out of our own way. You know what and it's a process. It is a process. And sometimes, I'll look back on the mistakes I've made. I look back on when I would totally degrade myself, within my own mind, that self chatter, that saboteur, that ego, right? That's saying, you're not good enough. How did you do that? And I just totally devalue myself. And it's a process to move forward and catch ourselves. So I think, and catch ourselves when our heart is closed and our loved one is right in front of us, that, needs our love or needs us to be open with them. So, I think you and your wife are on a wonderful journey. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I just have.
I need to find one. I'm looking for my soulmate too. So I mean, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful journey. But at the same time, I'm not focused on, okay, I have to have, a husband, or I have to have a boyfriend, because I'm already complete in my life, and I'm growing with that. And I think that's what's going to attract the right person to me, and develop that kind of relationship. So I'm excited about it. I don't need it. I would love to have the perfect relationship, but I have so many wonderful relationships with my clients, friends, and family, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for being able to smile with you today. Because it's a gift. Life is such a gift. We didn't lease life. We didn't, pay the divinity for, hey, dude, here's a 20. I want life. We were given this gift of life, and we need to really revel in that gift and that precious life that we have. How's
Awesome.
that?
That was great. What a fun episode. We had no idea what we were going to get coming in, and now look at this. Plus, you have an awesome box of chocolate covered cherries to enjoy later today.
Envy,
I
envy.
know.
I can't wait to bite into one of these. Yeah, this box was from my best friend Greg. Yeah, he knew.
Awesome.
I love chocolate. I'm trying to stay away from chocolate, but there's strawberries in there, so that's
Well,
healthy.
I think this is going to have to be released on Valentine's Day. So we'll get this out as a kind of a bonus episode to all of our listeners. And I hope everybody enjoyed the conversation. I know I did. It ended up being
Me too.
really deep and meaningful. And I appreciate having you on with me again today, Jade.
No, I'm so grateful that you put this together. I think this is an amazing forum, and I just love how we're able to, put our thoughts together and have fun with it, and just talk, express ourselves. And thank you. Thank you for that, Mike. You're amazing.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun, Jade. So I always forget, how do you sign off on your show, and then I'll do mine.
On my show, the Right On Baby podcast, I usually sign off as always remember that you are absolutely fabulous.
That is awesome. I totally agree. And thanks again so much for coming on. Everybody should go check out Right On Baby, the personal growth show with Jade Inspiration.
You know what? It's so funny because I say that a lot. So it's the Jade Inspiration Right On Baby podcast, the Inner Growth Show.
There we go. I knew one of us would know it. Sorry.
It just flows. I mean, I'm saying it when I'm asleep too.
Be build out,
Have
be build
fun.
out, be build out. So until we speak again, be the person you want to be, build the business you want to build, and have the successful life you want to have.
Right on, baby.